Paul Tassi has to be one of the biggest shilling journalists out there, and you say journalist loosely. It's absolutely out of control. His takes are always towing the corporate line and always just sweeping for the SJWs out there, which is exactly what he's doing for The Last of Us right now. He claimed that The Last of Us is getting review bombed because people don't like this season. They don't like all the crazy woke identity politics that they're putting into it. And so people are just rightly giving their reviews that they don't like it. Period. And he ignores evidence to the contrary. It's not getting review bombed, which is a bunch of random alt accounts and the like, racking up the trolls and not watching a show, etc. And not, that's what they try to claim it is. But these are actual fans of The Last of Us games. These are actual fans of science fiction and television, and they should be listened to. I mean, this is a clear violation of the trust of viewers here, to insert these crazy messages, the I'm going to be a dad from Bella Ramsey. I mean, it's just sick stuff that's just really bogged down the show and made it a terrible thing. So let's get into exactly what's going on with this in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. They're scared. This is what they always do. They always complain about reviews and the like. Even independent authors do. We covered one yesterday. I'm going to do another video on that today because it's really funny what her reaction is. And this is just them not wanting to interact with the fans because they think they're better than the fans. And this is their entitled attitude the entire way. We're trying to do something different over here, my friends. I'm a science fiction author myself, and I would love for you to sign up for my newsletter. You get 3 free books for doing so: a science fiction novel, a fantasy novel, and a graphic novel of a superhero. I write comics, I write books, everything for you guys, a little something for everybody. And I really appreciate everybody, especially who leaves nice reviews and the like on Amazon. It helps for social proof when we're out there. It's a really nice thing. So if you have read the books, would appreciate you going on there as well. I also have a web store, and this is all independent. It's all just done by some great people here. The shipping and fulfillment's done by some good-based friends. I have all of my books here. If you find something that looks like it speaks to you, I would love for you to check it out. We got some t-shirts, we got comics. I even have digital to make it easy on you to read the books because we want to cultivate some good readers here, some good science fiction fans. Thank you guys so much for signing up and purchasing and, of course, supporting our channel. We really appreciate you being here. We're building an alternative culture to this nonsense because it needs to be done. So Forbes writer Paul Tassi recently claimed that the HBO's Last of Us Season 2 is being review bombed, but he completely ignores the IMDb scores, which shows the opposite to be the case. There's positive toxic reviewing going on, obviously, which we see a lot from these like rabid fan bases out there. In an article titled HBO's The Last of Us review bombing surpasses the game's review bombing, he claims the show's second season is being review bombed given the audience scores declined to 45% on Rotten Tomatoes compared to the first season's 87% score. What's been a notable difference right here? Well, he mentions it because this is exactly what the fans have seen. He blames the culture war, the anti-woke war. There's just no way around this. It's a factor. Exceptionally means critiques about Ramsey's appearance, hate based on the same-sex romance between Ellie and Dinah, which bloomed in full last week. Look at this shilling, jeez. And more generally, even covering entertainment for a living. I've simply seen this sort of thing escalate even over the last 3 years since Season 1 and wildly ramped up in the recent election. You can easily peruse all the negative reviews and see these complaints. Well, yes, and it's a valid complaint. When you see your show turn really, really gay and you are trying to watch a video game-based show and this is what you're watching, it's valid to not want that in your show. Don't let these people gaslight you otherwise, because that's exactly what this is doing. He's just going out there saying that because you don't like the show because it's obscenely gay and it's got obscenely stupid gender ideology stuff with the whole pregnancy and then pretending that Bella Ramsey's a dad somehow. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's such a bad writing flying in your face in reality where you're rolling your eyes watching the show because who wouldn't? Only an insane person wouldn't, and therefore you should not feel bad for leaving a bad review or not liking this show because of those facts. In fact, a normal person does not like those shows because of those facts. It's quite the opposite of what Paul Tassi's doing. If you are in on it at this point, it's only because you're in on that gender ideology and because you're obsessed with it and you want to promote that craziness out there, because there's nothing valid about it and there's no good storytelling about it that can be possible. This is so crazy that the mainstream media thinks they can get away with this in 2025, but this is what Forbes and Paul Tassi does every single time. And he's complaining about it on the opposite end. His entire analysis based on Rotten Tomatoes scores, which as of this writing sits at 41% on the popcorn meter, the renamed audience score. However, if one looks at the scores on IMDb, it's apparent that the review bombing is not happening for Season 2. In fact, it looks like at least one Culture War episodes that Tassi cites received higher scores than the other episodes. So he goes into the full IMDb here. And you can see the second episode where Joel is killed gets a 9.3 out of 10 with 48,000 reviews. 16,000 more reviews than the first episode. That was a big plot point that they were, of course, promoting at the time. And then if the review bombing was happening, one would expect that second episode to have a much lower score because Joel is gone now, and that was the only reason really to watch the show. Now, naturally, after he's gone, look, it does go down because he's not there, and it's all focused on these characters nobody actually likes at this juncture. So it makes a lot of sense. It is much like the second video game. Audiences don't like the story choices made, and the second season are clearly expressing it over on Rotten Tomatoes and on these subsequent ones since that episode actually happened. Look at that. So this is the craziest one, of course. Day one, 6.5 stars out of there, 23,000 reviews. But look, the review bombing's clearly not happening again because look at the total numbers, right? Because you've got the first one at 32,000. This is where a lot of people came in. Like a positive review bomb actually happened here. Now, on the other ones, there's less people watching because Joel is gone. So that's all you have left. And so that's not being review bombed. That's the opposite. There's 50% less reviews from the first episode on these ones than all the others. And of course, this one only has 5,000 because it just came out. So this is what's happening with it right here. And it's an obvious lie. People just didn't like it very clearly from what you can see. So yes, this is going over the same thing that I've been talking about right here. So this is what the media does. They just lie about everything every single time. They just always want to go on this, always want to claim it's review bombing and claiming it's something that is really, really bad. Why? Because the audience doesn't like something, and the critics love it. Well, the critics love it, guys. Paul Tassi says it's a 95% here, so it must be true, right? And that is something that's changed, as he's mentioned. Their story decisions, they're pushing this hyper woke agenda. It's not the fact that like these people are coming in and review bombing things, right? So you see at season 1, here's how many ratings do we have? We have 10,000 plus ratings here. And when you get to season 2, how do I get to season 2? There we are, the button. You've got 5,000 plus ratings. So it's not being review bombed. A review bomb would show 20,000 ratings trying to drop the score, not the other way around. It's a complete lie, both on here and on IMDb, and it's very, very obvious what's happening is people are tuning out because of these story choices. The audience does legitimately hate it, and the media is completely lying to you about what's going on because this is what they do. SJWs always lie. Paul Tassi always makes up nonsense and then tries to spout it to try to make you feel bad about what's going on or try to gaslight you about going on to try to pretend like this is some epic, wonderful storytelling when it's really not. The Last of Us is dead on arrival because it is so woke, and people are rejecting it for real. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys. If you want some great science fiction without all the gay stuff in it, I know, right? That's what we have to say these days. Sign up for my newsletter. We got 3 free books. It's a $50 value, absolutely free just for you. And if you want to support the channel, grab my books today. I really appreciate it. I've got my Amazon links and my web store in the description below to make it easy on you. We'll be back soon.